Hello, Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity, and today we're going to talk about the heart and the brain. And the thought is cognitive decline, dementia, whether we're talking about Lewy body dementia or Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, things that go wrong with the brain are increasingly common in today's society. The thing is, these are not random. We can see even if somebody's parent has Alzheimer's, even decades earlier, we can start seeing changes in the brain that are associated with Alzheimer's or with Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. There are new drugs out. We spend billions looking at things like amyloid plaque and neurofibrillary tangles, these altered proteins, when in reality this has everything to do with cardiovascular disease. You protect your heart, you protect your blood vessels, and you protect your brain. That's a pretty simple premise. The problem is that cardiovascular disease remains the number one killer in developed nations, and we just suck at preventing it because lifestyle is really the only answer. There are not drugs that are going to make that much of a difference. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the number one killer. So, why am I bringing this up? It was a study looking at 211 observational studies. So a lot of data went into this, looking for silent brain infarction and white matter hyperintensities, damage to the lining of the blood vessels in the brain, in people with AFib and people with heart disease. And they found some pretty strong links. In those people who had AFib, 36% of them had silent brain infarctions. They had brain damage that wasn't yet showing problems because it affected too small of a region or the brain adapted, whatever it would be. 62% of them had white matter hyperintensities. And when I see these I've seen them in MRIs in 20 and 30-year-olds, and we have strong discussions about cardiovascular risk. Migraines are strongly associated with white matter hyperintensities, and that's why protecting your blood vessels gives you so much benefit in protecting or eliminating or helping with migraines. 27% of the people with AFib have microbleeds. They're just not good things, and it's your brain. But if you want to protect your brain, you have to protect your heart. That means diet, that means exercise. Huge fan of short bursts. That means maintaining a good body weight. I always kind of point to the Life's Essential 8 from the American Heart Association. It's got some weaknesses, but it's a really good baseline of behaviors that will protect your heart, but also your brain and probably your kidneys and liver and everything else that you probably want to protect for a lifetime of health. So just get it through your head. We can absolutely protect and lower your risk of developing cognitive decline and dementia. There is no doubt about that. Treatment, I'll go out on a limb and say we will never have an effective treatment for cognitive decline, for Alzheimer's, because by the time somebody's diagnosed, that condition has been developing for decades, and we need to do something now to protect your brain later. And we can't protect it later when you haven't made those changes now. As always, I'll post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you think needs the information, and subscribe to the channel.